Hi internet people! So I'm posting some videos out of order this week because the state of Ohio, at least where I live, decided that we were in a reproduction of The Wizard of Oz, and during all of Monday night we were hit with a tornado warning for a hunk of the time that Stitchers was on, and it also screwed up a bunch of other timers that I had going on. So I'm actually posting my Stitchers video on Tuesday, today, instead of Wednesday like I normally do. I just have to bump it. I also was super frustrated because I missed 5 minutes and it took me forever to figure out what I missed because I'm not paying $2.99 to watch 5 minutes that didn't record. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I can't use the app because my television provider apparently doesn't have a code, or whoever works at their help desk refuses to give out the code that I should technically get as a payer for for service. But whatever, it's all good, I got it. Okay, so this episode is a lot of flashbacks, and someone who works for Stitchers tweeted that it was kind of inspired by This Is Us. So there's flashbacks for Camille, Cameron, and Linus, and it's a lot about how, like, their childhoods were and then what they've, or who they've grown up to be. So the actual case is around Cameron's dad, who is in jail for a big con job. It was like a pyramid scheme. He took a bunch of money from people near when Cameron needed his heart surgery. I'm pretty sure it was to pay for the heart surgery, I think. Like, he took the money, but he was going to give it back. I could be wrong, but I think that's it. Or at least it's the feeling I got from the episode. I may have missed that portion of the reveal. So there's the reason the Stitchers get involved is a guard dies, and the prison thinks that Cameron's dad did it. And it happened while Cameron was there, but he didn't know. They need to stitch into the guard, and while they're stitching in, Kristen is like, oh, no, he didn't do it. It was self-defense, but he mentioned someone named Bruce. So they're trying to figure out why the guard attacked his dad. And they can't really talk to him because he doesn't want to talk to Cameron, and it's sort of difficult. Like, they're not really quite sure what to do. They check in with one of the victims who's actually still, like, around, but he doesn't care that he lost his money. Like, he's fine. He lives in a trailer park and has fishing lures to keep him company. Like, he's chill. He's cool. So they can't quite figure out who would, like, set an attack on him. But while all this is going on, Linus can't get a hold of Ivy. She hasn't responded to his texts, his calls, anything. And he's, like, intensely texting her. Camille is telling him, like, you have to lay off, like, you've reached creepy stalker point. So yeah, there's, like, that relationship issue. And then, Camille and Amanda are, like, on a date at a certain point, and, like, they're making out, but, like, Amanda points out, like, you're really far away, like, I need a passport to be where you are right now, what's going on? And because this is all about Cameron's dad, everything is sort of, like, they're all kind of thinking about their childhoods and what happened, and how they grew up. We see that Linus just wanted to have friends, and even though he was really, really smart when he lived in Michigan, he didn't have friends. They kind of made fun of him. Then when he moved to Los Angeles because his parents got jobs, he still didn't really have friends, and he just wanted a friend. And then that moment comes when he's with Cameron. So it's really sweet, like, oh, Linus got what he wanted. Camille we see being a very tiny con woman, and she makes a ton of money. She also then covers for her brother, who we know is not a good guy. And tells a cop, like, the weed he's holding is hers, even though she's 12. And the cop eventually is like, fine, like, I'm gonna let you both off, like, you can go. And she lives at the trailer park that this guy is at, which prompts her flashbacks. But then she also wanted, like, friends and someone to care about her, and because she didn't think her brother did. And so hers is really emotional too. And then Cameron's is all about his dad getting arrested, and we see, like, them coming in while he's home. And he wanted friends because his parents were really worried about his heart. So a lot of it is, like, he's really upset that he can't have friends over, he can't go play with friends. And then when his dad's arrested, he's there the whole time. Like, he watches it happen, the cops talk to him. We actually find out who Bruce is through the flashback because Bruce is technically Cameron. The cop in that situation calls Cameron Bruce. It all turns out that the money that was stolen was actually going to go back to the victims. Like, his dad wanted it to go back. He was trying to figure out how to give it back to them. The cop actually took whatever was left of the money, so they didn't get any of their money back, and he was using the codename Bruce or whatever. This is the part that I'm a little fuzzy on because even the recap I had doesn't, like, go into super detail, so I'm doing my best. But it is the cop. It's a dirty cop. So that's a thing. Linus and Ivy are also, their issue is really connected to Ivy still talking to her dad. It turns out that even though Ivy promised she wasn't talking to him. He's actually, like, talking to her, and he's, like, trying to use her to figure out where Jacqueline is, and so, like, it's not, and he's, like, saying that Maggie will figure it out, like, but you need to, like, all of this, and she's like, no, like, they'll never trust me if they know I've been talking to you, because I promised I wasn't talking to you, because she doesn't really want to help him, like, she wants to be with Linus and be with the team, but like, she's not talking to him because she's afraid to tell him what's going on, and so he doesn't know what's happening, but she has this issue with their dad, and then, Cameron, early on in the episode, revealed to Maggie that Kirsten knows where her mom is, which she's not supposed to know. Apparently, like, no one is supposed to know, and, yeah, her mom gets moved. And Kirsten is irate, and she goes to Cameron and is like, she's gone, they moved her, I don't know where she is, she's crying. Well, I don't know if she's crying yet. She gets really, really angry, and then Cameron reveals that he mentioned to Maggie about her mom, and she loses it. Like, she says she's leaving, she doesn't want to be with him, they break up, or have a rough patch, I don't know, she's upset. She actually goes to Ivy because she said she needs to be with someone she can trust, which is sketchy because we know Ivy's up to something, because Maggie knows Ivy is up to something. You could tell Maggie knew Ivy was up to something, even when she told Linus that she could come, like, join the team, or that she was cool with her being on the team. So, Kirsten is with her, and then Camille is with Amanda, and she's telling her, like, this is really hard, like, bearing your soul, it's bearing your armor and, like, giving your heart, something like that, and how, like, she's really trying, but this is new for her, and it's hard, and she goes, but I want to give you a shot, and Amanda's like, you don't get it, like, I don't know, like, she doesn't want to just be a shot, like, the issue is that they're at, like, different points, and so Amanda doesn't want to just be, like, this sort of trial person. I don't, she's really uncomfortable with, like, Camille not being super committed or, like, really open to the relationship yet, I guess. And then we see Camille go to the trailer park and literally throw rocks at her old trailer, and she's crying, and Kirsten is crying, and nothing is good for anybody in this episode. Like, the basis of this episode was nothing is okay, except, hey, Cameron's dad is kind of, sort of innocent, he's at least not a huge thief, but really everything is awful, and next week looks really cool. So yeah, I was dealing with a tornado warning during this episode. I am super upset that Cameron and Kirsten broke up. I'm really upset that Amanda and Camille aren't working on stuff. I'm really upset that Ivy is lying to Linus. Like, I'm upset about all the relationships. Like, everything was nice and happy and bright, and now everything is falling apart. And I'm just like, why? There you go. Maybe that's why the tornado happened. It was to make all of that falling apartness feel even more fallen apart, because it was just a hot mess. But I did manage to watch most of the episode. I hope this recap is at least sort of helpful. I feel so bad that everyone, like, this one case sort of, like, set off everyone, like, not being together. Although Ivy and Linus were having issues before. I did really, really love the flashbacks. They were so good. I also liked the lighting in the intro because it was Cameron talking to his dad in the past. It was all, like, shiny and bright and sepia, not sepia, the tone was a little different, and then it popped to Cameron being at the prison, it was, like, gray and drab, and then it went back to, like, normal Stitcher's lighting. So there was a lot of different lighting elements that I thought were really cool. But this case was interesting. I'm super excited for next week's case because it's a video game, like, underground gambling video game thing. It looks super cool, but I will not actually be watching that episode live. Not that my live attempts at this show have gone well. Like, everything keeps happening when I try to watch a show, but I will actually not be home when the episode airs, so hopefully I can record it and watch it later, but who knows. I'm probably going to be doing a double Stitchers recap the next week, so the week of the 17th, I'm thinking that Wednesday I'll just recap episodes 6 and 7 together. That's my plan right now. It might change depending on how the whole recording stuff happens, because literally this is driving me insane. But at least thank you to Ricky Pine on Twitter for sending me a link to someone's recap that was already up, so I could at least find out the, like, little thing that I missed, because I was getting so frustrated that no one would just tell me, like, this is what you missed. So thank you for that. But that is the recap. I really hope by the end of the season at least one ship is back together, somebody, somewhere. I want people to be happy. Alright, if you like this recap, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe. You can find me on Twitter at CluffNotes, on my blog, cluffnotes@wordpress.com. I write for the Nerdy Girl Express, nerdygirlexpress.com, and I run their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP. Bye, Internet people.